Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Time for a fact that makes your brain go. So 1 in 7 Chicagoans do this when they go to bed to get a great night's sleep. However, it's driving them to an early grave. And I will say, I am one of these 7. I'm that one person of the 7 that does this. Kenzie said take sleeping pills. A very, very perfect answer. You'd think so. That's not right. Case said eat. A full belly, just like a baby, makes you sleep like a baby.
Like a baby.
That's so good. It's not. 1 in 7 people to get the best sleep, but it's sending them to an early grave, wear the clothes they wore that day into bed.
Oh.
Now
That's repulsive.
Well, so I wear a sleep shirt, a different shirt, but I wear the underwear I'm wearing now. Tonight when I go to bed, I'll have those on till the morning.
Your outdoor clothes cannot touch your bed.
Well, this is what they're saying. That's what they're saying because this, of course, adds to an incredible amount of germs and bacteria that's going in the bed that has attached itself to you all day long, which could easily cause too many different problems to list and send you to an early grave. Now, so do you wear pajamas, Kenzie? What do you do?
I wear like a huge baggy t-shirt.
A huge baggy t-shirt.
That never goes outside.
Okay. So do you wear the same one every night?
No.
You wear a fresh, new, clean t-shirt every night to work?
Yes, a baggy t-shirt to bed each night, a new one that's fresh, that is only used in that time frame.
I was thinking like you have this drawer of like Barks root beer t-shirts from the 90s because they're big and baggy, and you have a new one for every night, and that's what you wear to bed.
They're usually like my husband's shirts.
Okay, that's fair. He's a big guy.
Look at this new Cub shirt. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
But it's clean. You don't grab it out of his like dirty, this is on the floor.
No, not in the bed. Absolutely not.
Interesting.
No way.
Interesting.
Clean, fresh.
I wear the same shirt for 5 days every week at night, and then I wear the underwear I'm wearing that day into bed. So
it's a long time for that underwear. Don't you think it's been through enough by that point in time?
Well, I don't want to go through all my underwear. That's 2 underwear a day then. I got to start doing laundry double up then.
You'd just buy another bin from Costco, don't you think?
They are a good price. I'm wearing the Kirkland boxer briefs right now.
That's what I'm saying.
But I just like getting in the bed. I'm like, okay, fine. They're going to get, listen, in the morning I'm going to shower. So why change? Yeah.
That's nasty.
I guess it is. Maybe I'm driving myself to an early grave, but I just like the feel of worn-in underwear from the day when I get in the bed.
Broken-in underwear?
They're broken in.
Oh, my gosh.
Because if I put a new pair of boxer briefs on when I go to bed, they're tight, and I feel like I'm ready for the day then.
How about you get loose boxers for the night?
Loose box? I don't like loose boxers.
For nighttime.
I don't like loose boxers for night.
Falling.
That's right. Case, what are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at the thought of I'm wearing fresh boxers so the sun must be about to rise.
That's right.
I must get started with the day now.
I've done that before when I needed to put boxers on at night. I put new ones on. I'm like, all right, it's not night anymore. It's day.
It's like rooster crowing, tight boxers.
Yeah. So I need those loose, though. They've worn in. They've broken in for the day.
At the end of the night, your tight boxer briefs are baggy.
Not baggy,
what
but they're
are you doing in those things?
You don't want to know.
I don't. You're right.
Case, what are you wearing to bed?
Sleep cap, candelabra, long pajamas.
Like Scrooge over there.
That's so fitting for who he is.
Oh God,
he's such a Scrooge.
Yeah.
I'm telling kids to quiet down.
Yeah.
You definitely have like little house shoes that you pedal around in for sure.
Now those are disgusting. The same like slippers with your bare feet instead of socks because of bare feet in there.
Not if you just wear them in the house and keep them fresh like that. Like I have a few pairs of house shoes that I alternate.
Now, do you wash your feet before you put them in there?
Do I wash my feet? But I wear socks all day and then I take the socks off.
Socks sweat. Your feet sweat. There's germs there.
I definitely don't have a sweaty foot issue. I gotta be honest.
Let me see your foot.
I'll show you my foot. I'm proud of my feet. It's one of the only things I can admit on my body that I think are cute.
But the problem is it's early. I need to see your feet later in the day.
Can we tap you later?
So I'm going to come over for dinner tonight.
And you touch my foot, damn it.
I want to see your foot.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And, every morning this week we've had to pour one out for so many celebrities that have passed away, really dear people that we're going to miss. And we've done this for years, but this is something we want to do to make sure you remember something that we had to pour one out for, whether it's a local Chicago business. And that's what's going on now. So it's not a person, but we have to pour one out again this morning?
Stop it.
It's a proper way to honor things that are gone or passing. I know. And this is not a person, thank God, but people will lose their jobs when the Salt Life apparel brand will close all retail stores after the bankruptcy auction that they're about to have. That's also not fun. When they're just auctioning off stuff and you're sitting there watching the stuff you worked for and grew into this multi-million-dollar thing, and then people are coming up and saying, like, I'll give you $10 for that Salt Life van that you carried your stuff in. Very depressing. So apparently there's dozens of Salt Life retail stores across the country. I got to imagine there's one in Woodfield Mall, but I don't know for sure.
I am shocked. I'm being for real. 'Cause I lived in Florida for a long time. I only thought it was bumper stickers. I didn't know there was anything else Salt Life besides the bumper stickers.
That's not crazy because I only noticed it. We talked about this like a year ago about Salt Life came up, and then after that, I see them everywhere.
You see
the
them
stickers,
everywhere.
the shirts, everything.
And I also, because of the text and because I'm in cars when I see the bumper sticker, 100 times out of 100, I think it says Slut Life and not Salt Life.
Yes, I have absolutely thought that.
That makes me feel so much better that I'm not the only one.
So shocking news that they had a bunch of retail stores they're closing across. They had 28 of them across the country. And again, I got to think there was one in Woodfield Mall. That seems like a place where there'd be
No,
one.
because everyone's like, Slut Life. My kid's not going there. Absolutely not.
So the liquidation is underway. And Salt Life, by the way, is a lifestyle. It's a restaurant, too.
What?
It started in 2003. I'm getting emotional. Because I love salt so
I
much.
know you love salt.
I love
Brian
salt.
has the Salt Life. He thought I meant something completely different.
I love salt so much. I never went to the Salt Life restaurant in Jacksonville, Florida, which I would have loved.
The menu's unreal. I'm looking at it now.
Oh, give me something on there.
They have these shrimp and chorizo nachos that look like they're worth getting on a flight to Jacksonville Beach right now for.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that's
Is there
good
anything
stuff.
really salty?
Yeah.
Here's
Yes,
the thing.
most of the restaurant.
The Salt Life brand motto, because I wanted to look it up, is Salt Life sells apparel, gear, and accessories. People who enjoy ocean and activities, surfing, diving, fishing. Okay, this brand is founded on people who live this active lifestyle. Brian thought
It was about that
I
salt
would like
life.
potato chips. The hell yeah.
Yeah, like I
I
salt.
want extra salt, baby.
I do. I salt tortilla chips. I mean, I thought these were my people, and they're
it's
not.
not. It's a lot of activity.
I mean, I wish I could serve, but I can't. So they're going bankrupt, sadly, and the products are gone. So if you have one of those shirts, make sure you wash it clean and hang dry it. Don't dry it; those shrinks. You can't wear it anymore. Do something.
Never
Take
be
care
able
of
to get
it.
another one.
That's right. But it made me think for a second about those
Salt.
that exactly more salt. And brands that you wish you could wear and look badass in. I see this guy in this Salt Life long sleeve tee, this surfer dude. God, and if I got it, I would look terrible in that thing.
You would.
There's no way, because I don't look good in teal. And that's what the color of the shirt is.
No, because you have a lot of body.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of teal.
It's too much. It's too much. This guy looks awesome. He's got flowing blonde hair, big surfer looking dude. And I wish I could wear Salt Life gear and look badass, but I can't.
No.
But is there something like that for you that when you guys call in right now, call in and tell us 312-591-8300, something you wish you could wear and look badass in, like you see other people wear. It sucks when you see other people looking something. And we all have one of our own we'll get to in a second here because we're up against it. But call in right now of something that you wish you could wear and look badass in. And when you've tried it on, then it's like, oh my God, no way.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
So we're talking about the Salt Life clothing brand and stickers, and apparently they had a restaurant too that we're pouring one out for because they're going away. They're auctioning off everything. They're done. They're bankrupt. And I was just saying it would have been cool if I could have worn one of those teal long sleeve T-shirts. I wish I could look cool in one of those, look badass.
Right.
I can't. That's too much teal. But we're asking you the question of, what brand or what thing or that you wish you could wear and look badass in, and you've tried it on and you can't. For example, we had a text in here from 773. I wish I looked good in leggings, but my butt is flat on the bottom. So it just doesn't look right. Oh, poor girl. That's
Just on the bottom?
Just on the bottom.
Not the whole thing?
yeah, I don't know.
It could just look like a small butt then. Doop.
I guess.
A little pop out.
Monica, you keep trying, girl.
A little Pop Tart.
You're fine. And then we found out something disturbing from John that none of us knew this. All three of us, none of us knew this, that the Salt Life co-founder is in jail for murdering his girlfriend.
He got 12 years for manslaughter.
That's
That's
tough.
He was 56 and she was 18.
Wow.
He shot her in a hotel and left.
Is this Kenzie's crimes all of a sudden?
And the cops found her body several days later. It was just sitting in the hotel.
This is terrible.
It is horrible. Apparently, though, they were both under the influence. He was found essentially overdosing in another area, crying because he's like, I think I hurt her.
Yeah, he did.
And he did.
Yeah.
As bullets typically do.
I guess they were both under the influence and playing with the gun.
Oh, boy.
And he's claiming that it was unintentional and they had a good relationship.
Yeah, they can't ask her now.
But yeah.
What was going on in the room is what
They
I'm saying.
can't.
No.
He left the room with the gun and his, I'm assuming, Salt Life backpack. And
And he surfed away into the sunset.
From the hallway of the hotel, he surfed away.
I'm in shock.
Yeah, I'm in shock, too. And here's a lesson.
We were unaware as we poured one out for Salt Life.
I'm not judging.
And I'd like to apologize
Well,
on behalf
no. I mean,
of the
there's other founders, so there's other people that were probably not
yes,
like
it's not
him.
just his.
So I feel bad for those guys. I don't feel bad for him, obviously. But if you're having a good time, and I'm not judging anybody if you're using some kind of drugs to have a good time, just don't have a loaded gun around at the same time.
It's tough.
Lock it up. Lock it up. And
yeah,
then you won't have this debate about like we were playing, and then everybody doesn't know what happened there.
Don't play with guns.
Yeah, or he's lying. And he just killed her.
That's not funny, but it was so blunt.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
I don't know, Brian,
Yeah.
and I don't want to wrongfully convict anybody. I suppose he's been convicted.
he's
in for 12
already
years.
been convicted. Yeah, he's
That's
done.
a tough one.
All right. So listen, back to the subject at hand. That started off very fun until this dark turn happened. Thanks, John, for texting in.
We're sorry about that.
I would love to be informed on this one, but that brand or something that you wish you could wear and look badass in, but you've tried and it just doesn't work. Madeline's checking in from St. Charles. Madeline, ahoy, what's going on, girl?
Ahoy. Well, you know that nice gothy look where you wear the pleather pants or the leather pants or the vinyl pants?
Yeah.
That is a look that I have probably never been able to pull off, but definitely not now.
Well, what happens when you try those clothes on?
Oh, my goodness. I look like a wet seal or some kind of sausage, salchicha, morcilla, whatever you want to call it. I definitely do not look like everybody else.
Oh, it's a popular clothing brand for a while. Oh no!
And doesn't it suck, Madeline, when you're there and you see somebody else, you're like, I could look just like that in these pants, and you put them on, you're like, what the hell? It's terrible.
Yes, exactly. Oh, my goodness. I remember the low-waist pants from back in the day.
Oh.
Me too.
That was a little bit scary.
I could never do those. They never fit. I'm like, these are just halfway up my ass. Like,
Yeah.
half my
Yes.
ass is out.
Exactly.
Well, that, of course, led to the tramp stamp phenomenon.
But it's like I would have had to have
it
an
did.
ass stamp. Like it just didn't. It wasn't.
Yours didn't go all the way up, huh?
No.
They're like, well, we might as well put something here.
Yeah, I got to do something with this greenery, this area.
You could put a map to the red line stop. It'd be very
Apparently.
helpful in this tramp stamp situation. Well, thank you, Madeline, very much for being honest. And we're all here together in the Tree of Trust. Carol's checking in from Romeoville. Carol, ahoy, what's going
My
on?
goodness, I have not called you guys in so long.
It has been a
Hold
minute.
on, Brian. Ahoy!
What's up, girl?
I can't hold it no too long. I was at a Michigan game Saturday, and I'm just recovering through my voice, so I'm sorry if I'm squeaky.
That sounded fine to me.
I like your voice.
Yep.
Kenzie, first of all, you'd be proud of me. I thought you guys were going to pick up. I was there picking up my $6 meal from Dunkin' Donuts, baby.
Hey, girl. Get it. That's what I'm talking about.
So let me preempt this by saying I'm 5'2".
Amen.
I'm about 40 double D.
Ooh, good for you.
I'm a little curvy in some other areas. I have made numerous attempts. I don't know why my brain likes to torture me, or the universe does, but numerous attempts to buy like flowy skirts or flowy little dresses. And every single time I put it on, you hold it up to your shoulders. You're like, hey, this is cute. You go in the dressing room, right? Put it on. You turn around. You go, oh my God, CNN's probably outside the door right now because they found the Chinese weather balloon. And by the way, guys, I'm also Asian. So it's like, what the heck? This is not right. I try to tuck it. I try to pull it down, try to get more cleavage. No, it seriously looks like any flowy dress I've ever picked up makes me look like a deflated weather balloon. It's so sad. I can't even, there's one dress in my existence of when I got a little bigger after being pregnant that I bought for my daughter's wedding, that just the way it wrapped, it wasn't as flowy like summer and it was a little heavier, so it actually hung where it was supposed to hung, and it didn't let out all the girls on top. But every single damn skirt, dress, whatever, I look like I was flying high above the skies, spying on people. And like I said, CNN was on the local business report going, excuse me, I think we found the Chinese weather balloon. It's Romeoville.
Keep checking in. Thank you so much for checking in. We appreciate you so much, Carol from Romeoville. 312-591-8300. Something that you wish you could wear and look badass in, but it just didn't work out.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Every week we tally up the funniest headlines of the week. You guys send them some. We appreciate that. And then you decide the content. We'll read you the headline. 2 of them, actually. And then you decide what headline you like the most and want to hear that whole story, and we'll get into it. So you decide the content by texting in. Let's get to the headlines. And it's headline number 1. This might be the most straight-to-the-point headline that still is funny. Headline number 1. Seattle police lost 23 guns and doesn't know where they went.
Oh, no.
It means, the headline's funny. I get the context is not funny that they've lost some guns.
Well, I mean, the follow-up article may not be funny.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to laugh, then we're like, oh.
23 is a lot.
This may not age great.
It's
Brian.
the Michael Jordan of numbers, but with guns that are misplaced.
Like if you had 23 bottles of beer in the fridge, your fridge is pretty full. At 23 guns, it's a lot of guns.
That's a lot of guns.
To lose track of. I could see they go, hey, lost a gun, sorry.
Well, you can understand losing a gun, you're saying. That's the big deal.
Hey, boss, my bad, lost a gun. Don't worry about it, get back out there.
It's like a stapler. That happens.
Yeah. 23? How do you explain that to the boss?
I don't know. You feel like there'd be a camera on 23 guns. A room with 23 guns in it sounds like a room with a code or something, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Were they in the office? Is later out?
Leave him at his kid's daycare by mistake? I'm not sure where they went. So we won't know unless you read the story. If you want to hear more on that story, that's headline number 1. But don't text in yet until you're headline number 2. Kind of horrific headlines today, to be honest.
What? I can't even imagine what the next one is now.
Okay, we went through all these, and here we go.
47 grenades. What?
I promise you, Kenzie, this is actually more disturbing than that first headline.
What?
Headline number 2. Wyoming moves ahead with slight change to law allowing wolves to be killed with vehicles.
I don't like that. I don't like it at all.
That's a good take. That's headline number 2.
I like wolves.
That's a law?
Well, listen, I can't explain anymore right now. If you want to hear more on that story, that's headline number 2. Text in headline number 1 or headline number 2. Weird headlines this week. They are funny, and we're not making fun of what's in the content. Well, we will eventually when we read the story. But you choose which headline you want to hear more about the story. Headline number 1 or headline number 2. So again, headline number 1, Seattle police lost 23 guns, doesn't know where they went. Headline number 2, Wyoming moves ahead with slight change to law allowing wolves to be killed with vehicles.
Why is it only a slight change? What was the original law?
We may never know.
What do you mean?
We may never know because what headline you choose, we never talk about the other headline again.
Okay.
And you'll never know about it either. So text in right now which headline you want to hear the story about.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Head to headlines. We give you 2 headlines. You choose one that you want to hear about more. You decide the content right now with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. These are some interesting headlines this week. The most bizarre, wild, funny headlines of the week. Headline number 1 was straight to the point. Seattle police lost 23 guns and doesn't know where they went. Yeah, the follow-up story is probably not going to be so good out of Seattle. And headline number 2 was, Wyoming moves ahead with slight change to law allowing wolves to be killed with vehicles.
I don't like it.
Well, that one won on the text line at 312-591-8300. Now, I want to make clear, obviously this story's horrific. That headline's horrific. We're just being journalists here and going through the headline to explain what this means, why it's out there, so you'll be more informed when we're done.
And if you're ever vacationing in Wyoming,
well,
now you know.
Yeah, that's right. You'll know what to do.
It's sort of a step-by-step guide.
We're animal lovers here.
Yes, very much so.
All of us here. I mean, I've seen Case become a guy that hated dogs, not like in a mean way, but just would never.
It was like a Mike Vick situation.
No.
We used to call him Cruella. I'd skin him.
Yeah. And now he has a dog sitting next to him while he plays Madden every day on the couch, and it's his best friend.
I have a good life.
It's a good life going on. So this is just about the story that's going on and maybe why you shouldn't go to Wyoming, I guess, here. So this is in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and people are outraged. Kenzie, I'm just giving you a warning. This first paragraph is rough.
Oh, my God. Rough.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Does a wolf go rough?
I don't. They're part of the dog
Can
family.
wolves rough?
Well, they howl, don't they?
Yeah, that's what I just did.
Ow, ow, ow. People were outraged in Cheyenne, Wyoming, how a man ran down a wolf with a snowmobile, taped and injured the animal's mouth shut, and brought it into a bar last winter. And he failed to persuade Wyoming lawmakers on Monday to outlaw killing predators with vehicles, as the ranching industry representative stood by the practice as a useful way to keep the predator numbers in check. Whereas Wyoming is overrun with a lot of wolves, and then they eat their chickens and their goats and whatever else. Cows.
Hey, wolves gotta live, baby.
Can a wolf eat a cow?
I'm sure they can.
In packs. They travel in packs.
Yeah. So this is the perspective of this story that gives you some kind of angle on it, that the ranchers out there, which is obviously Wyoming, a huge ranch state, they say this is an easier way to keep the numbers in check, running them over with a car, a wolf, or a vehicle of some sort.
Snowmobile.
A snowmobile. So, but that outraged people. That guy making that happen there and going social.
As it should.
It should. We love animals here, again. So the legislative committee voted unanimously to move ahead with a bill that for the first time would impose penalties for running down predators, but only under specific circumstances. Isn't it amazing what goes on in other states?
It's incredible. I feel very blessed to be here.
Yeah. The bill that passed 10-0 would charge the driver with animal cruelty if the animal survives the impact and isn't killed right away. That's the slight change to the law, Kenzie, you were asking about. So the law exists that it's okay to do it. The slight change is you better make sure they're dead if you hit them. Kenzie's face. Oh, I wish it was on video.
I'm sorry. What are they going to turn themselves in? I have to go to the police station. He didn't make it. Like, how are you going to find these people?
Well, that's the rub.
That's what the Wyoming police are here for.
That's right. I imagine they drive around in the most pimped out SUVs.
That we were reading this wrong, and it was going to be like if it's accident, like you know how deers jump
Sure,
out.
sure.
And it's like we're not charging people.
No.
This isn't really.
Yeah. So the bill doesn't specify how the creature should be killed, but in not doing so could mean a $1,000 fine and a loss of state hunting and fishing privileges for up to 3 years, which we've talked about extensively in Indiana, Illinois. The fishing licenses that I found out about this year, you can go to jail for that, not having a fishing license if you're fishing.
What stops, let's say Alex is driving his Hyundai Subaru and he runs into a wolf.
Right.
And he doesn't die.
Right.
How are you going to know that he's not just backing up and doing it again?
Well, they're almost encouraging you to do that with this slight change to the law.
That's what I mean. It's like, it's disgusting.
It is disgusting. This is Wyoming.
I hate this.
This is Wyoming.
This should be this is their ad of a guy backing up over a wolf. This is Wyoming. And keep in mind, this is where Yellowstone is. So a lot of people, it's a huge tourist state. It's up to $5 billion in tourist money comes in. And now some people are against it. Obviously, the animal lovers are trying to use this to threaten the tourism industry in Wyoming. They're trying to use this in the situation.
Well, that makes me mad. That's not fair. I understand, again, if there's a lot of them, they run into the road. It happens with deers. Animals jump out randomly.
If it's an accident.
I get that. Yeah, of course. But, also, okay, let's just say you don't care about the wolves. Let's just say that that's how you are, which is very sad.
Right.
People could die. You're playing bumper cars.
Yeah.
That's why it's in head-to-head lines this week.
If you're chasing something with your car and you're not paying attention and it's winter or something like that, you could hit a tree, you could swerve off the road, it could go through your windshield. Do you have any injuries and like bad things happen in car accidents because a deer hits your windshield?
Sure. Yep.
These should be discouraged and a lot for many a reason.
Again, the story continues. Wyoming, with its vast populations of cattle and sheep, has a long history of trying to limit predators that kill livestock. And that's why this law, they don't want anybody, I guess your point on that people accidentally hit them. And they are encouraging people, it sounds like, or at least the ranchers, to say, I'm going to take the widest thing I have and I'm going to kill a whole pack in one swoop. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
It's sad. I understand.
That's so sad.
They said they simply can't afford to do it a different way in the story as far as managing the predators little by little.
I mean, what about hunting licenses? Don't people hunt?
A lot of hunters in Wyoming, just like
I would
in this area.
imagine.
Yeah, a lot of hunters out there.
It's not like it's, New York City
Well,
and
listen.
they're running rampant and attacking people.
I had friends. I grew up with friends that were very good hunters. It's a pretty big skill. This way, you just need a Prius. That's how you hunt in Wyoming now with this law.
You know what I imagine? This is like a horror movie. People are going to think, like, all these teenagers will be like, haha, I'm going to go do it. And that wolf's going to stand up, and it's going to bite your ass, and you're going to become a werewolf, and your life is ruined. That's what I think.
Well, that's how the story
I hope
ends.
that happens to you. I hope that happens to you. 'Cause how dare you? I hope your life's ruined.
Yeah. This is a rough one, but and most of the U.S., so including in Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, Iowa, and anywhere you can listen to us here just over the radio, and on the app you can listen to us in Wyoming, Idaho, and Montana on the Q101 app, which is really redesigned and awesome. Wolves are federally protected as an endangered or threatened species, but not in Wyoming, Idaho, and Montana, where they're hunted and trapped, and they may be killed without limit in 85% of the state in the Yellowstone region.
God forbid we have more than an endangered amount somewhere.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe this is the best way to do it. Wyoming is saying, our hands are tied. We have to hit them with snowmobiles to get rid of them. There's no other way. Sorry, guys.
Wolves are freaking big. I don't know if you've seen a wolf lately.
Not in person.
They're huge.
You know, I saw 2 wolves run down my street the other day.
Are you sure they weren't coyotes?
They were wolves.
Okay, there's some big ass wolves out there. And when I lived in North Carolina, our neighbor had one, and we were like, "That is the biggest dog we've ever seen."
Wait, you had a wolf pet?
Yes, and I was like, "Hey, your dog is." It was like almost like Great Dane level. Like you think of a dog as similar to a wolf. This thing was like a Great Dane. It was huge, like past belly button territory. Okay, and he's like, "Well, it's because it's a wolf," and I'm like, "Holy crap!" If you hit that with a snowmobile, I think that wolf would kick your ass.
I gotta admit, that's a tough thing to do too, like to steer your snowmobile into a wolf.
I would be terrified. And all you have is that curved windshield.
Yeah.
What if it jumps and you're dead?
Yeah, we got a couple texts coming on this story. Scott sent in the 23 guns from the first story should be used to kill the wolves.
Here's the thing, and I know Kenzie's not going to agree, so I'm not going to ask her. But Brian,
Yeah.
don't you kind of want to try it now just to see what would happen?
Well, at least in a video game mode. I
Yeah,
think there should be
exactly.
one where I have a snowmobile and I can try to kill a wolf.
In Snowmobile Simulator 25,
Yeah.
hopefully there's a wolf mode.
I'm in. And James just got texted in and said there's no wolves in Illinois, Wild Brian. In the wild, he says. Yes, there are. They're on my street. I saw them last winter. They ran down the street last January. I got pictures of it. I'll send them to you. Also, Smitty texted in, finally, breaking news. Man attacked by wolves in Wyoming because he decided to use his convertible and 15 wolves jumped inside.
Good. That's what you get.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.